What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a simple automation that scrapes images from Pinterest by creating a simple automation in Make and Anytime. So let's get started. To scrape Pinterest images, I'm going to use this tool called Apify. Apify is an incredible tool that you can use to scrape any website and automate projects. So go ahead and create an account on Apify, and after creating an account on Apify, head over to Apify store. Here, we're going to search for the website that we'd like to scrape. In our case, we'd like to scrape Pinterest. So I'll search for Pinterest. And I'm going to click on search. I have over 140 tools that we can use to scrape Pinterest. Right here. Since we like to scrape images from Pinterest, I'm going to use this tool called Pinterest Search. So I'll open this tool on a new tab. This is the tool that we're going to use to scrape images from Pinterest. Yeah, we'll need to add search term. For example, we can scrape golden retriever images. Search type, I'm going to choose all. And then for the maximum results, you can see 10. And then to scrape golden retriever images from Pinterest, I'm going to click on start. Here we're going to run this tool for 1 day, so I'll click on run doctor and then click on save and start. That our tool is running. So here, when I click output, you can see that our tool succeeded in scraping 10 images of a golden retriever from Pinterest. This is awesome. So here we're scraping the description, the ID, the image URL over here, and the title of the image. Now we can automate this process of scraping images from Pinterest by creating a simple automation in Make. On Make, I've created a scenario that I've renamed to Pinterest Image Scraper. Yeah, since we're using Apify to scrape images, I'm going to search for Apify, then click on Run in Actor module. Here you'll need to create a connection between your Apify account and Make by clicking on Add, and then here choose this connection type right here. You can rename your connection type over here and click on Save. And then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to Make. After choosing the account, your connection will be created. Since I had already created my connection, I'm going to close and choose my connection right here. Choosing my connection, I'm going to choose our tool. We're using a Apollo Search Scraper tool right here. I'm going to choose to run synchronously, and here we'll input our JSON. To get our JSON in our tool, I'm going to click on our tool right here. And then when it says manual and JSON, I'm going to click on JSON, and then copy this JSON right here. So I'll copy it. Before we paste it right here, we'll format our JSON using this JSON formatter tool. So I'll paste our JSON and click on process to format our JSON. Then after our JSON was formatted, I'll copy it, and I'll paste our JSON right here. And now here I'll click on save. And now here I'll rename this to Pinterest Image Scraper. Then click on OK. And now after we've scraped our images, to get the images on Apify, we're going to use a get dataset item module. Dataset ID, we're going to add the default dataset ID right here and click on save. Yeah, I'll rename this to get images, and then click on OK. Now let us try scraping images from Pinterest and getting the images using this module right here in Make. So to do that, I'll run automation to scrape our images. You can see that automation ran successfully. Here we succeeded in scraping 10 golden retriever images from Pinterest. And here you can see the images that we just scraped, which is awesome. So we're getting the URL of the images right here. It was golden retriever. We're getting the images right here, the link to the images right here. We're also getting titles of the images inside right here, and the person who pinned the images. So with the image URL, you can go ahead and upload the image to a Google Drive folder. So, but before we do that, I'll search for HTTP request module and then click on get a file module. Here now we're going to add our image URL. Click on save, and here you can rename this to image URL, and then click on OK. Now for getting our image, you can now upload the images on Google Drive. So I'll search for Google Drive and then click on upload a file. So here we're going to choose enter a folder from the list and then choose our folder location and choose my folder right here. And this is the image that we will upload, the image we're getting it over here. And then here I'm going to click on OK. Click on it twice. Sometimes you'll need to click on it twice so it accepts over here. Now here we can rename this to images and click on OK. To Pinterest images and then click on OK. To create the images again and upload them to our folder in Google Drive, I'll run automation. You can see that automation ran successfully over here. Here we managed to scrape 10 golden retriever images from Pinterest using our tool on Apify. Here we got our images. We got a total of 10 images over here. Then we got the image URLs using our Get a File module, and then we uploaded the 10 images to a Google Drive folder. Now, when I open my Google Drive folder and filter according to last 7 days, you can see the 10 golden retriever images that we scraped using our tool on Apify and uploaded them to our Google Drive folder over here, which is really nice, using the simple automation that we just created on Make. Now, here on this module, you can see we are hard coding our search term over here. You can also automate this process over here. Instead of coming and hard coding this search term or the query over here, we can add the search terms to a Google spreadsheet. So on Google Sheet, I've created a spreadsheet that I've renamed to scraping sheet. On this spreadsheet, I've created a sheet that I've renamed to Pinterest search terms. And here, I've created a column that I've renamed to Pinterest search terms. We will add Pinterest search terms of images I would like to scrape from Pinterest and upload them to our Google Drive folder. Instead of hard coding our search term over here, I'll search for Google Sheet, click on Google Sheet, and then I'll click on Watch New Rows module. We're going to use this as our trigger, connect it to automation over here. Then here, I'll search for spreadsheet, briefing sheet. And here for the sheet name, I'm going to choose a Pinterest search term. Can limit it to 1. Here's our row contains headers, and then I'm going to click on save. Here you'll choose where you'd like to start. You can choose to start from a specific ID or choose manually. I'm going to choose manually and choose one of our search terms. I'm going to choose Rolls Royce. And then here, I'll rename this to Pinterest search terms and then click on OK. Now here, you can run this module. You can see we're getting our search terms right here, which is really nice. Now on our module over here, instead of hard coding our search terms, I'm going to grab the search terms from Pinterest, and here I'm going to click on save. In our folder, I've cleared all the images. I've also added the golden retriever as one of our search terms right here. So now in automation, we can scrape 10 golden retriever images from Pinterest and upload the images to a folder in our Google Drive. I'll choose where to start and then choose manually. And I'm going to choose golden retriever as our search term and click on OK, and then I'll run automation. You can see that automation ran successfully. We use the search term golden retriever as our Pinterest search term. Then we scraped images of a golden retriever from Pinterest using our tool on Apify. And here we've got our 10 images that we scraped over here. Then we got the image URLs and uploaded the 10 images to a folder in our Google Drive. So when we refresh this folder, you can see the 10 images that we just created over here. 10 incredible images of a golden retriever, which is awesome, by using the simple automation that we just created and Make. Now we can also perform this action of scraping Pinterest images using Any10. So in Any10, I've created a workflow that I've renamed to Pinterest Image Scraper. Here, to get our golden retriever images, I'll click on API, and here I'll scroll down to where it says Get Dataset Item and copy this link. And then in our workflow, here I'm going to search for HTTP. So I'll search for HTTP request node and then click on it. And then here, I'm going to paste our URL, then click on Test tab. You can see we're getting our 10 images right here, which is awesome. So to view the images, just click on Table. And here you can see the images that we just scraped using our tool. We can scrape these images automatically in Any10. So here, I'll delete this node and use a webhook. So here, I'll search for webhook. Click on webhook. Here we're going to use a post method. Then I'll copy this link to our webhook. Then to our tool, I'm going to close this. And then click on integrations. And then here I'll set up integration. I'm going to search for webhook. And then click on webhook. Here you can give a webhook a name. Pinterest image scraper, and click on save. Here I'd like to start when the run is succeeded. Then I'll paste the webhook URL over here that we just copied. Now to test it, here we'll have to listen for a test. Then here I'll save and test. Here you can see it was succeeded. And our webhook was connected successfully. You can even see when we're getting a joke over here. Now to get the actual images via this webhook. I'm going to listen for a test again. Then on our tool, I'm going to go back to input and then click on start to run our tool again. You can see it's running. Let's give it a second to scrape our images, our golden retriever images from Pinterest. You can see that our tool succeeded in scraping 10 golden retriever images from Pinterest right here. In any time, you can see over here that our tool also ran successfully and we're getting our data. Our data is in this data set ID right here. So here we can come back to Canvas. And now we can connect our webhook to our HTTP node right here. Then on this HTTP request node, I'll open it. Now here, I'll click on expression. And then instead of hard coding our dataset ID right here, we're going to get our dataset ID from our webhook right here. So I'll drag our default dataset ID right here. And now to get our images, I just click on test tab. You can see now we're getting our 10 images right here. These are 10 golden retriever images that we just create from Pinterest. So here I'll rename this to Pinterest image scraper and click on rename over here. Now since we're getting our images right here, we can get the images. So here I'll also search for the HTTP request node right here. And then for the URL, we're going to add our image URLs. Drag it right here. Here, you can rename this to get Pinterest images and click on rename. Now here, to get the images, I just click on test tab. You can see now we're getting our 10 golden retriever images that we just create from Pinterest over here. Now with our images, we can proceed and add the images to Google Drive. So I'll search for Google Drive. And then here, I'll click on upload the file node. And then here, I'll give the file a name. To give our files a name, I'm going to go back to our previous node. Here, and drag our query right here. And here I'm going to choose our drive. Then here I'm going to choose our folder that we like to add our images. And here I'm going to choose the folder that we like to add our images. And choose this folder. And then click on test tab to add the images to our folder. You can see we added 10 more golden retriever images to a folder called this folder. When you click on table, you can see the 10 images that we just added right here to Google Drive, which is awesome. Open our folder, you can see we added 10 more images of a golden retriever over here. So total we have 20 images to our folder, which is really nice. Over here, we're creating this simple workflow that we just created in any 10. So here, I'll rename this to Pinterest images. And then click on rename. First automation that we created on Make. Here we got our Pinterest search term, and we use the search term to scrape images from Pinterest using our tool on Apify. And here we got the images, then got the image URL, then uploaded the images to our folder in Google Drive. Same with this workflow that we created on Anygen. Here we're scraping images using this tool on Apify, and then getting the images using our webhook right here. Here we're getting our Pinterest images and then uploading the images to a Google Drive folder. So by creating this automation and this workflow in Anyten, we've automated scraping images from Pinterest. If you have an automation or a workflow in mind that you'd like for me to create, either by using make.com or Anyten, just comment down below in the comment section. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.